Hey, today's going to have some arms in it, so if you have weights, please get them. These are going to be some overhead, and they also will be some tricep. Depending on your level, you could use one all the way up to 10. So get your sets of dumbbells, maybe a variety if you have them, and that's what you're going to need for most of it. The second thing, maybe if you have a ball like this, it's like a bar ball, or a physical therapy ball. You could use it, but you don't have to. You could also use a wall for the abs that we will be doing. Okay, let's get going. So we're going to start with the weights after the warm-up because we're going to start with some arm stuff today. So just have them nearby if you when you stand up, and get ready, and we'll start standing. Okay. So just take a deep inhale, arms coming up, reach to the sky, look up and back, big stretch. And then look down as you take the arms down. And two more times. Big inhale, look up and back, big stretch. And big exhale down. And one more time. Big inhale, look up and back, big stretch. And big exhale down. And then bring it back up. You're going to roll your shoulders up and back. Just breathing. Getting out any kinks of the day. Just letting it go. And then take it the other way, so up and around. And breathing. Good. And then just shaking out. Shake out a leg, just letting it loose, let it go. And then shaking out another leg. And shake out your arms. We'll take your hands right in front of you. Do some twisting where you're just pushing right and left. Breathe. Side to side. Good. And turn it into a fist, so you're actually punching. Good. And then turn it into a double jab. 1, 2 to 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Double punch. Good. 1, 2. Nice. 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice and strong. 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up. Grab onto the right wrist. Pull it over and do a big stretch. You can relax the shoulder blades down the back. Palm is active so that you're actually working the wrist stretch there too. Lift it up here so you grab below the wrist, but you're still pulling a little bit and palm is active. And stretch. And release. Good. Arms go up, and you're going to open up to the left. Big stretch, big twist. Sweep it through. Open up to the right. And come back to the center. And then we'll switch it off. Open up to the right. Big stretch, sweep it through, open up to the left. So we're just warming up shoulders for this. And then if you want to start to go faster, you can go up and up, if that feels okay for you. Up, so you just kind of swing, come back to the center and up. There's a rebound to it. It feels kind of nice with that rebound. Good. We'll do it about 3 more times, wherever you're at. Might not be at the same time as me. It's also a little bit of a mind twister, which is nice. And good. And breathe it out, shake it out. And when you're ready, just coming back, we're going to warm up the hips. Take some hip circles just around. Loosening up. And breathe. Going both ways, around, and then the other way. And breathing. Good. And we're just going to stretch the hips. So you're going to cross it over, stretch back. If you've been sitting, this might feel really good to do. You can grab on if you need to onto a wall or anything, or just balance if you want to start working balance. And we're going to switch to the other side. Just cross it over and sit it back. And breathe. Hold it there for about 2-3 breaths. Try to relax shoulders. Good. And breathe. Let's walk it out into a downward dog. Boy, this is not filling up my space today. So take it out into a downward dog. Up and back. Big exhales. Try to really work the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Opening up your heart, your chest, because we'll be doing a lot of arm stuff to start with. And then bringing your knees down to the ground. Tuck your toes, keep them tucked. All you do is you lift your knees up 1 inch and you hold. Exhale, try not to move anything else. So just the knees come up 1 inch and you hold and you hover there. Keep holding. You keep holding navel to spine. Start to focus on your plank. Make sure that your elbows are not hyperextended. You have strong palms. Keep breathing. You've got 10 more seconds right here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a stretch of your core. Just look up with your chest, your forehead, and your tailbone. It's like a cow in yoga. Good. And we're going to take it back to a plank, straight plank, just right and left. And you're just dropping the knees down to the ground. Right knee goes to the ground. Exhale, bring it up and left. Same core we just found. And right and left. Keep it going. As you're going right and left, you're pulling navel in. And you're pulling navel in. Strong right here in your plank for 4. Good. For 3. You got it. For 2. Awesome. For 1. Good. We're going to do one more shoulder stretch. And then we'll get started. Take your forearms to the ground. Can also be done on the wall. Clasp your biceps. So what I'm doing is forearms on the ground, and I clasp my biceps. And that's really just so I can set myself up. And then you take your wrist in line with your elbows. And keep the elbows where they are after you clasp your biceps. Then you lift it up and stretch. Drop your head. Root your heels down. And if you want from there, you can just push straight up and walk together. Oop, my floor is moving. Take a moment to stretch in your forward bend and roll it up. Good. So let's go ahead and grab the weights. Go and grab your weights, and we're going to get going. So we're doing 45 seconds and a 10-second rest. And this is an entire arm series. The first one starts with a bicep overhead press. Because of my space, I'm going to come down on my knees, but you don't have to do that. So you take your bicep, you're up right here, you turn it around, you go overhead, you press, you come back down, bring the elbows in, and you go back down. I tend to go through hammer curl for this and then lift it up. If you prefer to do a bicep with the palms up, you can externally rotate, but that could put a little bit more pressure on the elbows. So that's the first thing you're doing. The second thing you're doing are rows into a fly. So that's a hinge, and a row goes out to the side, and then you bring it straight back. Pull navel in as you go back so that you keep your back straight, and you squeeze your shoulder blades. So a row goes out, and then row goes back, and then the fly goes back. And the last one you're doing are 2 lifts in front of you. So 2 deltoid anterior, 1, 2, and then 2 lateral. 1, 2. So that's 45 seconds. And you have a 10-second break in between each one. We go through it 3 times. Lots of arms to start with today. Keep a strong core that we found in our plank. It's really important that you don't lean back on any of this stuff. So even when you're lifting up in front, strong core. If you feel like when you lift up you lean back, lighter weights or don't lean back as much. Make the arms and the core work. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to get going with the first one. 5, 4, you got it. 3, 2, go. There you go. So it starts with the bicep curl overhead press. So again, I'm going to show this one on the ground. So I had a training this weekend in the city, and I just realized I left my weights in the car. So I'm going to show without weights. It's like, how did they go away from my room? I never leave. My light weights. I can't do this whole thing with 8 pounds. So biceps coming in, and then overhead press. Yeah, and you could do all of this without weights. Overhead press, biceps, you're coming in. This is probably one of the easier ones to do with heavy weights because you're using larger muscles. Good. Keep it up. Good. This is your break. So if you wanted to kind of release the neck, side to side, whatever you need to do. It comes pretty quickly to the next one. So it's the flies into the rows. Here we go. So rows go out and down, and then elbows go back, and you squeeze. And then you're out and down, and elbows go back. Good. Out. I'll show you from both angles. And out. And back. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Yep. Good. So you're in a hinge, which a hinge means that your tailbone's backwards, so the knees never pass over your toes. They face them, but you want to look down and be able to see your toes. That's a hinge. Good. You're almost there. Awesome. Here's your break. This is your 2 anterior delts to 2 lateral delts. So right in front of you, 1, 2, and then right next to you, 1, 2. This is the harder. Good, and go. And because you're going distally, this is probably one of the harder ones to do with, so if you have heavier weights and it starts to feel like this is the harder one, don't raise the arms as much. And then just keep going with it. And go. Whew, we're getting the arms nice and worked out to start with. Before we get into some of the more kind of HIIT type movement stuff. Great, keep it up, keep it breathing. Awesome. So we do everything 3 times, so you have 2 more rounds. You're really gonna feel it. And you start with the bicep overhead press. Here we go. Go. So you've got bicep up, over the head, back in, and down. So remembering strong core, especially when you go over the head. Good. Any shoulder injury, you can always go at a slight forward diagonal. And I'll show that on the ground. If you ever have any shoulder injury, you can always go at a slight forward diagonal, not right overhead if that feels better on your shoulders. But still keeping your chest lifted, keeping your back straight. Good, keep it breathing. This is going to work the back too, because when you come down, you're going to feel a little bit here. Your lats can sort of pull down. Good. You got it. Awesome. You've got rows and flies. So you're in your hinge. Here it comes in 2, 1. So fly goes out and row comes up. So in a row, you do squeeze your shoulder blades, but in a fly, you don't extra squeeze your shoulder blades. So the row, you make your shoulder blades squeeze. You say, I'm going to squeeze them. And the fly, the shoulder blades go to each other because the arms go out, but you don't actually tell them to squeeze. Keep the core engaged and keep it going. So you're going to keep pulling the navel in here. Keep breathing. Good. So your lateral delts should really start to feel this because we work them in a way twice. One's just in a hinge position. Nice. Here we go. 2 lifts in front. 1 and 2. Really important to keep your back straight on this. And then 2 lifts to the side. 1, palms face down, and 2. And back to the front. Good. Make sure you're lifting with the muscle and not just swinging using the momentum, because the swing will use more the back and less the arm. Great, keep it up. You got it. 10 seconds. Keep breathing when it gets hard. Breath helps, especially on the exertion, which is basically on the lifting up. Good. Awesome. So here's your break, and we'll start everything over one more time. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, go. Good. So here's your hammer or your bicep curl, whichever one works better for you, into the overhead press. Strong core. Great. Keep it up. Good. 10 seconds right here. And there's your beat. Good. Into hinged rows and flies. Remember to keep your core nice and tight, especially on the rows. Here we go. There's your beat. Good. Keep it going, nice and strong. Good. Weight is on your foot evenly, but you've got your butt out so that your knees do not go over the toes. Good. Woo! Awesome. Whew, I can feel that in my back. All right. Here's the last one. Deltoids. Here we go. Go. Great. And keep it up. Really lifting with the arms. So you want to feel like you're lifting with your deltoid right here. And in front, you want to feel like it's a little bit more in front right here. So it's a pulls you up and then lets you go down. And then outside, pulls you up and then brings you down. Good, you're so close. 5 seconds. Great, and you're done. You can put the weights down. We're through a stretch. Shoulder stretch. So right arm underneath left arm, or whatever you want to do for eagle. If they don't come all the way around to the palms, take the back of the palms together. Lift the elbows up so they're in line with the chin. And then if you want this additional, drop your head. This is shoulder and back, and breathe. When you're done, elbows go down, head goes up, you can give a little shake. And we do the other side, left under right, same thing, wrap around. Palms come together, either front or back of palms. Lift up the elbows, maybe so they can come to the chin. And then if you want, you can drop your forehead. And breathe. Good. And release. And shake it out. Awesome. We're going to take it down to the ground and do some abdominal stuff from there. So real quick, this is just 15, so you get to count it, and this is when you'll need the ball. So if you have a ball, grab it. If you don't, you want to go to a wall. So what it is you do, first one is a crunch. One leg is up, one leg is down, and when you come up, the leg comes up, and when you go down, the leg goes down. So it's just exhaling, leg comes up. The leg does not have to go very high up because you don't want to get too much into the hip flexor. So don't bring it all the way to here. Just bring it to about your shin. You're going to do 15 on one side, and then you do 15 on the other side. Let's start with that, and then I'll tell you from that on. It's a little great. So I want to take it down. Here we go. 15 crunches, so you end up doing 30. So it's 15 on each side. Big inhale to start, and as you exhale on the exertion, make sure you have your head relaxed in your hands so the gaze always stays at kind of an up diagonal. In a crunch, you want to try and lift your shoulder blades off the ground, and then you're also using your lower core to lift the leg, so you'll feel your lower back press into the ground because you're lifting the leg up. And that's what you want to feel, is this lower part of your back press into the ground because you're sucking the belly in so much to lift the leg up. So that's why the back presses to the ground, because the belly's sucked in. 15 on each side. Good. Great, and so after you finished your 15, you'll just take a moment and breathe and rest. By pulling your knees into your chest after you finish your 15. So The next one is to do a ball behind the back, and you have crunches. And if you don't have a ball behind your back, you're going to come to the wall and put your legs up on the wall and do these crunches here. And it's the same thing where it's a crunch, but it's a little bit smaller. So all you do is you go up an inch and down an inch, up an inch and down an inch. So if you're on the ball, you're doing the same thing where you're laying against the ball. You don't come off the ball. You just go up an inch and down an inch. These are very small. They're used a lot in bar classes, but they're also used in resistance training. And what you're trying to do is just burn out this little tiny muscle in your rectus. All right, let's do it. You've got 30. So it's supposed to really burn afterwards. So if you're on the ball, remember not to come off. And then if you don't have a ball, you place your feet on the wall and you lift your shoulder blades off an inch, and then you just come back down tiny bit and up and down. Meanwhile, trying to keep your lower back on the ground and feet pressed against the wall. And you've got 30. If you want to make it easier on the ball, you can always take your arms out. They're just really tiny. Big exhales. You want to feel like you can pull in here and here. So this is all pulling in, and even if it starts to shake, that's good. When you're done, you can just take a breather and stretch your core. Maybe just by reaching up, or maybe by taking a cobra. Good. So that was our little core break, and we're back to a 45-second on, 10-second off. And this is where we're going to start to get into some jumping. So we're going to get into some leg jumping. So we're going to start to work the legs, but we're going to actually do some cardio with it. It starts with frog jumps into 2 squat jumps. So you take a frog jump forward, and then you're taking 2 large squat jumps, third one turning around, and then you take frog jump, 2 squat jumps, and the third one turns around. So that's your first 45 seconds. The second one is just easy. It's just crisscross. Just crisscross right here. Skates side to side. You know that one, skaters. And then the last one is this large squat here, where it's a 1, it's a 2. On the third one, you jump, and you bring your heels together. If you're not jumping, you're just doing the down, down, and you're not doing frog jumps. If you're not jumping, you're just doing sumo squats. Okay, even explaining that starts to get me out of breath. So, 45 seconds and a 10-second rest. So this is going to start to really get your heart rate up, and you'll start to sweat. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. You start with the frog jumps. As much room as you have is how much you can frog jump. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's 1 frog jump, 2 big sumo squat jumps, and the third one just turns you around. And then again, hips go forward, and it turns you around. Woo! Good, keep it up, keep it going, looks good. If you're not jumping, you're just doing sumo squats. If you don't have a lot of space, you can just jump straight up and then do 2 squats and then just jump straight up and turn. And do the same thing. That's if you don't have a lot of space. Good. Keep it up. You have 5 seconds, and we take that 10-second rest. Good. Here's your 10-second rest. We go into crisscross. And you go. So hopefully your arms are sore. So you feel this even just holding your arms out to the side. Because it's using the lateral delts a lot. Good, keep it up. If you're modifying crisscross, you step right over left, or you can step behind, left, right, left. Good. You've got 15 seconds. Keep it going. Awesome. We're into skaters. So this is, skaters. So you're done. Take a break. That's your beep. And now we have skaters where your right and your left. Here it comes. Go. There's your beep. Skaters. Big jumps. To reach. To reach. High and long. So get some air and make some space. Modification for skaters is to step and to touch back. That's your modification. Good. Keep it going. You got it. 3, 2, 1. That's your beat. Now we're into your wide second. 2 squats. The third one jumps. So your legs are externally rotated. So it's not exactly sumo squat because the legs are externally rotated. So it's a little bit larger. Third one jumps. Clap the heels. They might not clap, but that's the idea. Squeeze the inner thighs. Good. And you know, if you're not jumping, you're just going to squat. Just like this. Any knee pain, you just do smaller bends. Tiny. Good. Keep it up. You've got 10 seconds right here. 4, 3, great. 2, woo, nice. We start over. Frog jumps. Here we go. With 2 in the middle and 1 to turn you. So it's a big power, and then 2 smaller ones, and then 1 with a turn twist. Good. Keep it up. Nice and strong. Keep breathing. Y'all are doing awesome. Whew. Say I can do it. Strong legs, strong heart. You showed up. That's the hardest part. Once you're there, you're just like, well, I committed. So, you know, that's how I always feel. Once I'm there, I'm like, well, I made it to class. I committed. I can do it. Good. And that's your break. Crisscross right here. Whew. Good. Keep it going. You're doing well. Nice and strong. Strong arms. You have 10 seconds right here. Good. Breathe. Keep it breathing. 5, 4. You got it. 3, 2. Woo. And breathe. Ha. Nice. We're into skaters. 2, 1. Here we go. Good. Ooh, I'm sliding today. Great. Keep it up. Keep it going. You got it. Good. Five seconds right here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We have the open, wide squat into the jump. Here we go. keep it up. Nice and strong. You have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great. So we go back into one more time. We repeat everything. Frog jumps. Here we go. Woo! Awesome. Keep it up. Strong core. This is your last one of the frog jumps. So really push it. See if maybe you can get a little bit longer. Maybe you can get a little bit higher. You got it. Keep it up. You're so close. 10 seconds. Big jumps. If you have the space. Woo! Rest it out. We have the crisscross, arms stay in the T. Here it comes. 3. Go. Keep it going. You can do it. Doing well, doing strong. Keep breathing. You have 10 seconds right here. Good. Take a breather. I just realized I'm not recording this, so I'll record that much. Great. Good. Speed skaters, here we go. Big jumps, you can do it. Get it high, get it long. Nice and powerful. Control yourself by squeezing your glute, engaging your core. Good, you've got 5 seconds right here. 3, 2, 1. Great, and we're into these wide seconds. Whew. Here it comes. Go. Keep it up, keep it breathing. You've got it. 10 seconds. Here you go, nice and strong. Maybe go a little bit faster. 5 seconds right here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take a moment and breathe. Grab some water. Whew, can really use some water after that. I'm going to stretch my quads. Feel free to join me or stretch whatever is calling to you. Whew. If you weren't warm, you are warm now, I hope. And stretch it out. Deep breath. Big inhale and big exhale. Good. Make sure and do both sides. And when you're done stretching your quads, you're done. Stretch whatever else you need to do. Thank you so much, and bye.